Hi everyone, I'm the Idea Maker, and today I'm going to be doing my official non-spoiler review to a Minecraft movie. And honestly, when I went to go into watching this movie, I didn't know what to kind of expect, but at the same time, I did just because this is directed by Jared Hess, which, if you guys don't know who Jared Hess is, he has written and directed the movies Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite, which Nacho Libre was my first movie that I ever saw Jack Black in, and as a kid, I honestly loved it, and it was just something crazy to me. It was something insane, but I honestly liked it. I honestly really liked it, and I just didn't know what Minecraft was gonna be like for me, like as a live action movie. I had no sense of what to expect, but I saw the trailers and I thought, you know what? It's kind of weird looking, but I think maybe this could work. And when I went to go see this last night with my mom, honestly, I had the time of my life. This movie was insane. It's funny. It's it's one of those that you would expect it just to be terrible, but honestly, this might be a pretty biased opinion, especially because I love Jack Black and I love Minecraft, and I think the two of them going together, it definitely works. For whatever reason, this weirdly works, and I just want to say that I was gonna do a lot of Minecraft videos before this movie came out, but I really didn't have enough time on getting to do so. There's a lot of stories that I have in Minecraft that I would love to share, that whenever I get the chance on get into these videos, I really want to be able to get to do it as quick as I can. But with Anime April going on, and I'm still trying to adjust to this brand new schedule that I'm trying to do for myself, it's a little bit difficult. But in terms of this movie, honestly, the reason why I love this movie more is because my grandmother actually used to watch me play Minecraft and even play Minecraft with me a little bit before she passed away. And she loved Jack Black. She loved Nacho Libre. And when I told her that this movie was going to be with Jack Black and directed by the director of Nacho Libre, she was excited for it, especially because of the fact that Nacho Libre was a movie that I feel like it really brought her and I together. And I went to this movie and saw for her, and I think she would have really enjoyed it because she was not really much of a video game person, but when she played video games with me, she played them, and it was pretty cool. And I honestly would have wished for more, because a Minecraft movie is just one of those movies that you have to kind of unplug your brain, because yeah, it can get silly, it can get goofy. To some people, you'd be like, this movie is so stupid, I don't know why they made it. But honestly, the central thing that I loved about it is that it's all based on the terms of creativity. And that's what I love about Minecraft, is that it's a game that you don't really have to apply rules to. It's something that you would realistically play on your own time, on your own rules. And that's what I love about Minecraft. And this is what this movie is. Like it's basically based on the fact that creativity should not be limited, and creativity should be celebrated. And I honestly am happy that they decided to go for the fact that they went through the lore of Minecraft, and they did such a great job on going through the Minecraft lore. They went through the understanding of how to be able to kind of play Minecraft, which is also a nice tutorial for those who they've heard of Minecraft but they never thought about playing it. And I think that they really do a good job about it. And what I really do like is that they actually explain some of the characters that are in this movie that are actually in the game. And to be honest, I really am happy about it, because there were some things even I didn't know about Minecraft that were in this movie, and they explained it pretty well. And I think that when explaining it well, they do this thing where it's like you want to go either play it for the first time or go back into playing it. And I think that this is what was needed for Minecraft. I think this is what it was needed for it being just a movie. Now, in terms of this being like a family movie, I kind of don't agree. There's a lot of crazy parts in this. I thought to myself, whoa, whoa, whoa. The cool thing about it is that there is humor for both the adults and for the kids alike. Even though that I don't agree that it's for the younger kids. That was one thing that I didn't agree with. That this movie definitely has some innuendos that I thought, whoa, like a little too much. But I was dying of laughter with this movie because of how absurd and how crazy it can get. But it's funny. It's legitimately funny. It's what you could label as stupid funny, but to me, it was actually legitimately funny. It was funny too because when I was in my theater, I went to go see it in RPX, and I wanted to see this in the biggest theater possible, and I did not regret seeing this movie in RPX because of the fact that my theater was about halfway packed for a Thursday night showing. I went to a 7 p.m. showing, and the crazy part about this was that there were a bunch of guys like in their 20s, and they were just quoting the memes that were coming from this movie. The "I am Steve" moment. There's that one. There was the "Flint and Steel" moment, and then there were the chicken jockey moments. And I can't do it as great as Jack Black can because he's the comedic king in this movie. But also, speaking about Jack Black, he was just hilarious. He was bringing his game on for being this character, for being Steve. And, honestly, I don't think that it could have been anybody else if it was this script and this director, because I know that they went through so many different ones. And according to here, according to this, like they're trying to go through Sean Levy, Rob McElhenney and Peter Sollett as directors, and they went through different writers. And honestly, I think when they brought in Jared Hess to direct, I think that this was perfect. I think that they brought in a great director for this one, especially because I like that with this movie they brought in the awkward humor that he brought to Napoleon Dynamite, to Nacho Libre. I think that it was the kind of humor that I think that was needed for for a video game project like this. And I was gonna say some project, but I caught myself in the middle of it because I thought, you know what, it's definitely a project that was for the fans and for those who they love video games, especially because Minecraft is just one of those that I think you have to unplug your brain from like just logic. And I think this is the movie that we do need. I know that some people think, it's just a movie, but I honestly feel like this is the movie that we definitely needed. It's just one of those, like I said, you just have to unplug your brain. I'm thinking block because the world's basically made out of blocks. And I really, really had a lot of fun with this movie. I feel like the songs that were in there that Jack Black had created for this movie, especially my favorite one, "I Feel Alive," that he wrote with Mark Ronson, was hilarious. And that scene is just so funny. Like, I absolutely thought that he just went all out. And speaking about the fact that there was a song with Mark Ronson in it definitely, this movie kind of weirdly reminds me of Barbie. It was a weird feeling, like a weird nostalgic feeling. Like I had deja vu, but this movie felt like Barbie. Like it felt like a kid's property got turned to a movie, but it's kind of it's for kids, but not really for kids type of situation. And when I get to the revisited reaction for a Minecraft movie, I definitely will get more into that when I watch it again. I honestly feel like a Minecraft movie was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had, and if you told me, if you asked me if I would go see it with you, for me seeing it a second time, definitely I would. This movie was hilarious. Now, speaking about the hilarious moments of this movie, I just want to give a real huge shout out to Jack Black because of the fact that he pulled off playing Steve in the best way possible, and I think that it was just too hilarious. The fact that they had with the villagers, they had the sounds that usually the villagers make from the game. They had them talking like that. It was just so hilarious. And I thought, you know what? I am gonna definitely love this movie. I am definitely going to love the fact that it feels like Minecraft. It looks like Minecraft, and I was so skeptical at first about how everything looked in this weird CGI environment. But, you know, the more that I watched it, the more that it grew on me. And for my mom, it was fun. It was funny because she actually said that the CGI and the characters stuff from Minecraft was not bad looking, and that it was pretty good for it being live action. And I thought, really? So I thought, you know, my mom doesn't play Minecraft. She's seen me play Minecraft, and she said that it looked pretty much close to what Minecraft is supposed to look like. And that really caught me off guard because I would have thought she would have said something along the lines of that looks horrible. But I am actually very happy that she actually liked it. And she actually liked this movie. But then again, we're both fans of Jack Black, and just especially because of this movie was directed by Jared Hess. And again, our favorite, definitely my favorite movie from Jack Black is Nacho Libre, and I think that this was what hits it right on the head. There were several nods to Jack Black's movie, Nacho Libre. There were definitely nods to Napoleon Dynamite. And I love the fact that there were nods to these movies throughout all of it. Especially because I think that this is definitely for fans who grew up watching Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre as kids. Or young adults, depending on your age group. And I think that that's what I really liked about this, is because you could really kind of feel the nostalgia coming back to you when it hits you. And speaking about the actors besides Jack Black, which I'm going to get to, which, like I said, Jack Black is the top for me. And I think Jason Momoa does a pretty good job at being Jack Black's equal acting partner. And I think that their little rivalry turned friendship was actually pretty cool, especially because I feel like Jason Momoa can go as crazy and as outgoing as Jack Black, which is what made this movie work. Yeah, I think that some moments of his were awkward, but I think they were definitely intentional to play it as awkward. It's funny because I feel like with Jason, I think he does a really good job at bringing the awkward characters to make them funny and comical. And I think that it's interesting because I remember seeing him as Aquaman, and I thought, you know, this dude's pretty awesome as Aquaman in his act. Like, I didn't think that he looked like Aquaman at first, but the more I started watching, like the first Aquaman movie and then Zack Snyder's Justice League, I thought, you know what, this guy actually is Aquaman. And now that he's being brought as Lobo to the new Supergirl movie, I'm thinking, you know what, I think he can pull this off. But I saw him as Dante in Fast 10. I thought, this guy can really change the way how he's acting. You know, he can play different characters, and I can definitely see that now. And I thought, you know what, bringing him into Minecraft, I thought, let's see what he does. And when he did so, I thought, you know what, I can see this. And honestly, if they were to make a buddy comedy movie with Jack Black and Jason Momoa, you know what, I think I would watch it. I think I would. And I think that it was definitely something I didn't think I needed, but it's something that I'm glad that we got. Now, as for Danielle Brooks, when she played the real estate agent Dawn, I thought she was hilarious. She added more to it. My first time of seeing her in anything was in Peacemaker, which I didn't even realize that she was in Peacemaker. And I'm actually pretty happy of the fact that I got to see her in something different. And I thought she was funny. I thought that she definitely was the so-called the straight man out of the three, between Jack Black and Jason Momoa's characters. And I thought that I thought that she was like the logical, reasonable one out of the adults. She was humorous. She was funny. I thought that she brought a little bit more depth to the story a little bit, just because I feel like if it was just, Garrett and Steve, I would have thought maybe this is gonna work out. But I'm glad that she was there to kind of balance it out. She brought in the slight reality that we kind of need as well in being as creative in this fantasy type world. And I thought that it was fun. I definitely thought it was fun to see something like this in a video game adaptation. And then as for the younger actors, the young actors for Emma Myers and Sebastian Hansen, I thought that they were really great as brother and sister. Their story is a little tragic, actually. It's actually pretty tragic, but I'm glad that they kind of used that as a growing point for both of them. It might not seem like they grew much from it, but I actually think that they did show that there were some points where it really showed that they really grow from this experience. And I think that what I really do like about this is the fact that we actually did get to see, an actual relatable story amongst everyone. And I know that some critics were saying, this movie doesn't really have any growth moments or character growth developing moments. But you know what? Honestly, I think that it did. I think that overall it did. And I'm very, very happy about that. I really am happy that we did get some good growing moments between the characters. We did see some character development. It might have been slightly there, but we did get some. And I am glad that we did get some. As for Jennifer Coolidge, she was hilarious. I thought she was super funny in the small amount of time that they gave her as the principal or the vice principal of the school. And between her and the whole thing with the villager, I was dying of laughter through the whole entire time. I thought that her and the villager story arc was hilarious. I thought this is going to be one of the most awkward but one of the funniest things out of this movie. And I was definitely right. It was definitely a good paid off moment. I feel like I would love to see kind of like a little mini, like a mini movie of what happens afterwards, or if we explore that in a sequel, which I actually hope that we do get a sequel to a Minecraft movie. Despite what's being said, I really, really hope that we do get to see what exactly does happen afterwards, because we do get an end credit scene, and I'm just really surprised on how their end credit scene was. I'm not going to spoil it, but I am happy that we did get an end credit scene. And speaking about critical receptions, I have it up right here. It says that for the critic score, it's a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes, but audience score is an 83%. And honestly, I really love the fact that people are actually loving the Minecraft movie. I know that they're loving the Minecraft movie more than they're loving Snow White. I actually did get to see Snow White. I will get to do a review on it sometime soon. That was an interesting experience. Let me just say that for sure. But we'll get to that in a different video. But anyways, speaking about going to Minecraft and the different nostalgia that I got from it, one thing that I can say is that we did get some cameos in this. I didn't catch them all, but I'm looking through the Wikipedia page really quick. I only knew one cameo out of this. There were some YouTubers that did make some cameos, like Valkyrie, Dan TDM, Afmao, Mumbo Jumbo, and LD Shadow Lady, which I don't know a lot of Minecraft YouTubers. The only thing that I did know about, which I don't think this is a spoiler anymore, but if this is a spoiler, I'm sorry about this one. But there is a legacy cameo of Technoblade, which that's one of the only YouTubers, Minecraft YouTubers that I did know about. And when I saw the little nod to Technoblade, I thought, wow, so the writers and the people, when the people who were writing this movie, they knew about, they do know about the Minecraft community, and I'm super happy about that. And I think the little nod that they gave to Technoblade was a very touching tribute, especially because of how, I won't get into it, but just the way how it's executed is done very, very well. And there's the fact that, even Jack Black's Steve actually nods to this as Technoblade's being a legend. There's a little way how they do it that it's very, very touching, and I thought, wow, this is very cool that they're actually acknowledging these characters, or that these characters are acknowledging these people that are in the Minecraft community, that they actually made a difference, and they actually made it made an impact for those who were growing up growing up with people watching these videos and growing up watching them. And I think that they did a really good job at actually maintaining this and actually seeing that, yeah, we see you as, people who grew up watching, these YouTubers videos. We see you, that these people actually helped impact the Minecraft gaming community, and I think that this was actually a very touching tribute. Will I see this movie again? Absolutely, I definitely will. I feel like I said again, they actually make this movie as a stress reliever, and it's something that you unplug your brain from. You unplug your brain from reality, and this is the great thing about it. They do a great job doing so. That it's like, you know what, I'm gonna watch this again when I feel down, when I feel like if I'm having anxiety or depression. And you know what? The great thing about this, that I will give a little bit of a Christian thing to it. Despite the fantasy elements, and I'm not a fantasy person, I actually enjoyed the creativity message because, it goes to show that, in a world where we all feel like creativity is not going to be an impactful thing, this also helped me with my YouTube journey as I've been going through a little bit of a rough patch with seeing that my subscriber count has been really stuck at the 320s, and I'm trying my best to get it forward to past 320, between 326 and 329, and it made me really think. I think that creativity, not a lot of people will think about creativity that much, and there are some people who don't appreciate creativity, and especially with this movie they go to show that there are people who don't appreciate creativity. But that shouldn't let you down, because creativity is an important thing to your life. If you can be creative, then you are going to make a difference, and you're going to change lives. It's like how, us as Christians, we're here to make a difference and make a change into others' lives by spreading the word of God around. And I think it's important to do so because, like as it said in the Bible, that, we're not supposed to be ashamed of spreading the word of God, and we need to be able to do so to reach to as many people as possible before the Lord's return. And I think that this goes to show that you tie that into the message of creativity, where when you're as creative as you can be, don't let those gifts be hindered, and don't let them get snuffed out by the people's opinions about what creativity means to them. The definition of creativity comes from, how do you respond to being creative? What are your ways of being creative, and what can you do to be a light to people's lives? And I always like to think I want for the Lord to use me as an instrument to bring creativity and imagination and ideas to people. Hence, which is why my channel is called The Idea Maker, because I've asked God, what should the channel be named? And I thought The Idea Maker, or the Lord gave me the name of The Idea Maker, because I think that with all this stuff that I'm thinking of for this channel, there's so many ideas that I do have, and I think I want the Lord to help me to bring this into fruition. And then when seeing the Minecraft movie, I saw how, Henry, the one of the child main characters, was going through a struggle of creativity, and that people were not really used to his creativity and his ideas, especially because, everybody was just so plain, and everybody was just kind of like down on their luck. But I am glad that they actually show these character developments in terms of them embracing creativity in the real world. And you'll definitely have that feeling of you'll want to be creative. You'll want to be able to make a change. You'll want to be able to make an impact somehow. And I think that that's the best thing that I can describe about this movie. I like I said, it's not really much of a kids movie, like for younger kids, especially with the innuendos that they have in there. It's definitely going to attract young kids' attentions for the memes and for the funny moments, and especially Jack Black, because he does his best to make it feel like a kids movie, and kids will definitely want to see a Minecraft movie. So if you are going to take your kids, I would just advise you to kind of just make sure to just, when it comes to certain moments, they do have some weird innuendos that they're going to go way over your kids' heads. But just, if they do ask about it, explain it to them as best as you can without having to, I guess, I don't know, because it's a little weird. Because I would say explain it in a way where it doesn't kind of ruin some parts of it for her. But honestly, I would say just don't take any of your kids that are pretty young. Don't take them to see this, because like I said, there are some weird moments in this that I was very surprised that they had in this movie, even though it's a PG movie. But I think that it was definitely something hilarious and something fun, especially because when circling back to what I said about how this movie felt like Barbie. The reason why I say that is because that with Barbie, it was a movie about, you would think it's a kid's movie about dolls. But there was a bigger central message of of gender, and how both men and women they're both in these predicaments, in these stereotypical predicaments. They're both in this situation to where there's a lot of stuff that goes against women. There's a lot of stuff that goes against men in terms of in terms of, if you do this, the consequences from society are this. And if you do that, then the consequences of society are that. And you see this relatable situation. And with the Minecraft movie, I thought it feels like Barbie because it's a movie about something that kids love. This is a movie about a video game that kids love. And it has that message of that creativity is actually an important component to a person's life. And if you don't embrace that, then you're going to be like everybody else. And if you don't want to be like everybody else, embrace on the person that you are, embrace on who you are, and use that creativity to make a change in people's lives and in your own lives. So that way you don't feel this pressure from everything that's going on around you. And you can look at life with a smile on your face and say, I'm about to go into the world and I'm not going to let it get me down. And I just am going to do the best as I can and bring that creativity to people's lives, because I'm not wanting to be like everybody else. I want to be different, and I want to make that change that I think that the world needs, instead of thinking that the world is going to hopefully want. It's something that they need. And it all starts with a small seed of creativity that you plant right in there and just let it grow. I know, there's going to be a lot of memes from this one that I didn't even realize until now. But with that being said, that's my non-spoiler review on a Minecraft movie. If you guys want to go check it out in theaters right now. Like I said, stars Jack Black, Jason Momoa, Danielle Brooks, Emma Myers, Sebastian Hansen, and Jennifer Coolidge. It's a great cast. It's absolutely funny. I definitely think that this was one of the most craziest, wildest, but most exciting and fun and hilarious movies I have seen. Definitely one of my top favorites out of 2025 so far. If I was to give it a rating, if I'm being biased, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Just because of Jack Black and because it's Minecraft. But I think as an honest rating, I would give it about an 8 out of 10. And despite you might thinking that it's a dumb movie, it's a movie that we need. So I would just, I would put it at that. Again, I am definitely going to be doing more gaming videos. I'm going to try to do some Minecraft videos later on down the road for the channel. Hope you guys are excited for that. I'll have some Minecraft stories for you guys during the Minecraft gaming videos, and I just can't wait to get into it. If you guys want to see more videos like this, then please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on any of my social media, I got Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, aka X, and my Discord and my Discord server. Like I said, guys, if you guys want to check this movie out right now and see it for yourselves, see if it's as good as what I'm saying, or if you guys are just wanting to check it out because you might not have anything to do, or you just need to do something to get out of the house, go check out a Minecraft movie right now in theaters, in IMAX, in 3D, and in just your regular formats. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all. Stay safe, and I will see you all in the next videos. Bye, guys.